Can I just call you Jane, though? Yeah, okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for sharing this wonderful evening for one of our guests here to hopefully will be confirmed to be a member of the Guam Mass Transit, and we do have the acting director here, and I think that he's going to probably testify in favor of the confirmation of Jenei. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being with us this evening. If you need anything, you need a drink or chess, they call it, my staff are here, and you can just tell them what you want.
This is who are going to make the testimony, just Jenei and Richard.
Okay, so we have first on the list for the questions. First off, I want to thank you, Jenei, for taking the challenge to be a member, as you know. And I was just talking to the director here, and there's a lot of improvement when he became the acting director. So actually, right now, before we were inundated with a lot of complaints regarding scheduling, regarding buses being late and all that. But I know, Perry, that you do have additional buses that you can kind of invigorate the problem that we have. So I leave it up to you. So I do have Senator Joanne Brown here with me. Thank you very much, Senator. And first off, let me read my opening statement, and then I'll hand it over to my favorite senator. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This confirmation hearing is now called to order. Today's date is Tuesday, December 6, 2022. And the time now is 5:59. The Committee on Public Safety, Emergency Response, Military and Veterans Affairs, Mayor's Council of Guam, Public Transit is now conducting a confirmation hearing today for the appointment of Ms. Jenei A. Aguon to serve as a member of the Board of Directors for the Guam Regional Transit Authority. For the record and in conformance with Section 8107 of Chapter 8, Title 5 GCA, the first confirmation hearing notice was sent out on Tuesday, November 29, 2022, to adhere to the 5 working days requirement, and the second confirmation hearing notice was sent out on Friday, December 2nd, 2022, adhering to the 48 hours notice. And in addition to these notices, it was also sent out to the media and posted on the Guam Legislature's website. Again, I want to start with my colleague here, if she wishes to ask questions. Go ahead, Senator.
Mr. Chairman, and certainly welcome to Jenei. No stranger at all here with us for her confirmation to sit on the Mass Transit Board. I just wanted to ask you, for many years, people have always had issues and concerns with regards to mass transit on Guam. There are many other jurisdictions that have mass transit systems that work very effectively, and I'm sure, work's being done to focus on how we can improve that process and that service. What are your thoughts in terms of what you believe you're going to be able to contribute maybe to improving that system so that we have a reliable, efficient, responsive mass transit system? Because I think there are a lot of people, if they knew that there was reliability, would take it. There's a lot of elderly that are not able, obviously, to drive themselves, or they have to be dependent on a family member or friend to take them, want to get out and do something and not worry about how they're going to get there or the safety on the road. So we understand the need for it, but it's just always that underlying cloud that has hung over mass transit for so many years. People are concerned with. So with you stepping forth and knowing your energy and your interest, what do you believe you can contribute sitting on the board?
Well,
because of a lot of the work that I've done, my past experiences, notably as a family service worker at public health, I've actually taken the transit with my clients to be able to understand what their issues are and what the shortcomings are with trying to get reliable transportation to, let's say, a court hearing or to a scheduled visitation. So I was able to actually see for myself and understand the issues that they face, which is a lot of the times it was accessibility. But mind you, this is back in 2018. You know, I know that there have been a lot of improvements since then. But I take that with me, and I want to be able to use that and, you know, empathize with a lot of the constituents who avail of the public transport system. And one of the biggest issues, I think, because of that is the stigma that surrounds using the transit system. A lot of people believe that, oh, I don't want to use the transit system because, you know, I'm not, you know, just for so many different reasons. And I want to be able to change that stigma, change the public perception, so that way it will be a source of viable transportation for others. You know, we want to be able to work together with the board and Mr. Ibanez to kind of change that perception and move forward.
You know, I've never understood the difficulty in the process, to be honest with you, because, you know, DPW moves 30,000+ children every single day.
Exactly.
You know, and yes, every now and then there might be an issue, but that's not the standard. And yet, you know, mass transit, if I can ask your director, how many people on average daily ride the mass transit system?
On an average day for the paratransit, Senator, we average between 180 to 215 paratransit riders a day. That's the Manumku.
Sure.
We also have the homeless, veterans, persons with disabilities. And then for fixed route, we average about 2,000 a day.
Well,
So pre-COVID, it was much lower. It was about 700 to 800 on fixed route and maybe 4,000. Since then, we've since doubled, literally
the
doubled.
amount of, which is actually a good thing. I mean, that supports your initiative even more so. But if you compare, it's still a small number compared to our ability to actually pick up and deliver safely children every day. And that's why I've never quite understood some of the challenges and the hurdles that mass transit seems to experience, because, you know, I assume you're going to look at the most traveled routes, key routes that you want to do, and then maybe as time and resources, funding become available, you just continue to expand out. Obviously, those with special needs, I'm sure special arrangements have to be made literally to pick them up at their front door versus the fixed routes where, you know, we go to a station of where we're going to get picked up, and, you know, if I want to ride down to the Ganya shopping center or up to the mall or whatever, that I would be able to do that. But what do you think that has led to that? Why have we not quite gotten past that perception?
Like I said, I really believe public perception and the stigma. One of the biggest issues that we've encountered when I was still working with public health during that time was the accessibility to the transfer station. So if I recall, my client stayed in the Mongmong to Maiti area, and the closest bus stop was the retirement building. But even at that, even when we got there, we would have to wait an hour. And so what she would do is she would just travel to the Aganya pool area and just catch the bus from there. So it was a lot of the time, because some of the time schedule doesn't work with a lot of the people's appointments. So she would wake up at 8:30, sometimes earlier, to be able to go to the Aganya pool to catch a bus to make her appointment at that time at Public Health in Mangilaw at 2 p.m. And that's such a, you know, that's such a long wait, but it would take her that long just to get there. And so I guess accessibility to a bus and more time. I believe at that time was the worst. It was the lowest. There was not even, I believe there was 11 or less, but no, there was only 8 working buses at that time. So that was one of the holdups. So I want to be able to just look into that and see maybe what routes are in place. I know that Rich and the team has been really working to getting new buses, more buses, and I believe more buses would definitely be the solution to be able to get people to their destination at a timely manner.
And with regards to maintenance, who does the maintenance on your buses?
We do have vendors who maintain our buses, Senator, and we also have in-house automotive service reps. So we currently have a fleet of 23, and I just spoke to Mr. Chair, Senator Pedo Terlaje. Guam is going to get some good news within the first week or first month of 2023. We're getting 10 new buses. As we speak, one bus right now is being inspected and being wrapped with our GRTA logo. So with the additional buses and our previous appointment hearing with another young lady, like I mentioned, we have more bus drivers. So adding on to what Ms. Aguon is saying, we are doing a feasibility study as far as adding more bus stops to our routes once those buses are in. So the wait time will not be an hour and a half or 2 hours. We'd like to make it less than that. And I have a great team working on the feasibility study onto which areas of the island need a bus stop. That way, they do not have to travel a mile or 2 miles to a bus stop.
And what are the capacity of these new buses? Are these for your fixed route that you're going to be using them for?
We are going to use them both for fixed and para.
How many, what's the capacity, what's the passenger number for those buses? Are they all the same size?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They're all 15 passenger vans.
50?
15 passenger
One
buses.
five.
Cutaway.
Okay.
They're
One
called
five.
cutaways.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we certainly look forward. I mean, I think we all appreciate continued improvement, and maybe that's something you can look at in terms of the outreach. We don't need a commercial every 20 seconds, as I'm seeing with some programs that are going to be expiring soon, using public funds, but I think more awareness out there of letting people know, and once there's reliability and consistency in the system, I think it would make a big difference, because, you know, I lived in Hawaii for a few years, and even tomorrow I could get off of my plane, get on my bus, and know I still get where I need to go, and it doesn't faze me. But on Guam, for whatever reason, I remember when Governor Berdalio brought in the old Hawaii buses, which I probably went to graduate school. And, you know, those things had their life already, but it's just something we just need to maybe get more awareness out there to people that it's available. Because particularly, you know, for our seniors, that, you know, I think there might be a time when they'll take the keys away from us and tell us we can't drive anymore, but you still want to be mobile and maybe get together, go to McDonald's, meet your friends. I'm waiting for the renovation of the Gandhi McDonald's. You know, it's a very nice local hangout for a lot of our people. You go in there and, you know, you always run into someone you meet or you know or you're related to. So I think once there's better opportunity and greater public outreach, hopefully we can change those stigmas that you're talking about. So good luck to you, and appreciate your interest in stepping forward and contributing to the public transit system, and we hope to hear continued good news. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Director, what is the travel intervals, the travel time to for each bus to take over the pickup? What is the intervals?
Currently, it averages between an hour and a half, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so bus number 1, and the bus arrived there at 8 o'clock. What time do you actually start?
We start our first pickup for fixed route at 5:30.
Okay, so when you mention fixed stop, so for example, shelter number 1, about an hour and a half later, another bus will show up?
Yes,
Pick
Mr.
up
Chair.
Okay, good. Is there anything, Mr. Director, that you want to add in as far as some of the problems or issues that comes about to complaints from the public or passengers?
Thank you for that question, Mr. Chair. So with our fixed route, obviously the wait time is really long, and I've also went to school in Honolulu, and I share the same sentiments as Senator Brown. Their bus system obviously is very well organized, and what I would like to do is, I've been to 2 conferences for mass transit, and I've been getting a lot of guidance from these consultants. So the first thing I would probably want to do, once we get the new buses, is confide into the Oahu transit system and also the Long Beach transit system for their guidance as far as getting a feasibility study. Were very detailed as far as what lines, be it a gray line, red line, blue line, and once you figure out where these individuals are located at, then you can figure out how many buses you should put on that line. Should it be 2? Should it be 3? Obviously, the central area and the northern area will probably have more lines because of the population and with the amount of passengers we have that are already utilizing the fixed route. But more importantly, paratransit has the most customers, Mr. Chair, and paratransit is very vital for people that need to go to dialysis, and we have the veterans. We are partnered up with OHAP and other agencies to pick up veterans. So with the additional 10 buses that are coming in, I feel that the wait time will be shorter, and there won't be schedule problems like Miss Jenei again said, moving forward, Mr. Chair.
So how many drivers do you have?
We started off back in January with 31 drivers. Since then, we have 42, and we have this bus driver boot camp, thanks to the governor and Lieutenant Governor, along with our sister agency, Department of Labor and Guam Community College. They have a bus driver boot camp. We're going to get an additional 10 so that we will have 52 bus drivers.
So 52 bus drivers, that means you're going to have 52 buses?
No. So I would like to see, it was mentioned in one of the public hearings, I would like to see fixed route open up on Sundays. And that would be great for Guam, because on Sundays, Guam GRTA operations are closed.
So you operate on Sundays too?
No, Mr. Chair.
So no holidays?
I would like to, once the
Saturdays and
buses-
Sundays you're off?
Only Sundays, Mr.
Only
Chair.
Sundays, okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Kevin, are you gonna, you didn't mark down that you wanted to testify, or if you want to testify? Or just kind of address your testimony to, so she's your wife, right? Okay, looking good, my friend, looking good. I have Mansapit here. Are you willing to testify, Nan? Just say congratulations to her. Okay, and Richard, thank you, Rod, for being with us this evening. Go ahead, you may start whatever you have to say. No, I'm talking about Fernando Esteves. Sorry, Fernando.
No problem, Senator. Honorable Senators, Mr. Chairman, Senator Brown, thank you for having me. I'm here to provide oral testimony. My name's Fernando Esteves, and I'm testifying in opposition. I oppose any more delays in the appointment of Ms. Jenei Aguon to the GRTA Board of Directors. For the entire time I've known Ms. Aguon, I know her as a builder and a creator, a community advocate. I think she will be a valuable member to the GRTA Board, having an understanding of the problems down at the lowest level, the people who utilize it from a social work aspect and from a community advocacy standpoint, as well as providing fresh and creative ideas on how to resolve that. We all know there have been challenges, and administration, both past and present, have been working diligently to try to improve public transportation. I think everyone here who has traveled to a metropolis or another knows what effective public transportation looks like and ineffective public transportation looks like. And then we all understand the difficulties on Guam. It's going to take multiple minds, creative solutions to figure out what best fits Guam. And I think they got it right in the nomination of Miss Jenei Aguon. And so while I do oppose any more delays in her appointment, I am in full support of her appointment to the board. And I look forward with the approval of and ratification of the legislature to the great work that she's going to be doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Is there anybody else in the audience that wants to testify in support of the nominee? So I guess we're going to close. Or do you have anything, Madam Senator? Nothing? All right. So maybe we can close because we do have another session for another candidate. And before I close, I just want to thank Jeanette for considering this and for taking the challenge to be part of the mass transit employee. And hopefully, I know that you're going to do great things with the director here. I was just talking to him, but there's a lot of improvement. The last time we had this confirmation hearing, all I hear is that, the time, the transportation and all that, but now I think that has been rectified, and I want to thank the acting general manager for a job well done. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you so much.
In closing, I would like to thank every one of you for your participation in today's confirmation hearing for Ms. Jenei Aguon. Is the A Aguon too?
It's Jenei Adami again.
Okay. And if you have a written testimony, you can email it to Senator Pedo at senatorjpterlaje.com or hand deliver it to my office at 777 Route 4, MVP Centers in Sinahanya, Guam 96910. And the time now is 6:19. So, ladies and gentlemen, that ends our confirmation hearing. Thank you very much.